Hey, I'm ElusiveKev, Mr. Cone. Welcome back to Baja Aerial Control HD. As last time out, we finished the league in the open wheel class. As after 6 races, it got a bit close near the end, but should pull through and grab the gold. So now heading to a couple of rallies. We're going to be a Goodrich cliffside rally. Hopefully, it will be a Goldrich for us. As let's continue the winning streak. So here we are at the start-finish line. Got sponsors on our side. Let's here we go, heading into the desert. And look at these cliffs. Oh my god, do not want to put a foot wrong in the early part of this. And these rally stages have been getting longer as we're going up the classes. So let's see how long this is in our buggy. So I think I've got the brake. Yep, there we go. And then we got to go uphill and next side. We've got some tight corners coming up. That's what the hell, look at that. Truck just cutting the whole of the course. Of course, we're off-road. I probably should be doing that. Get out of the way. Let's now go uphill. Got to accelerate flat down though. To the floor. That's all in third. We should have been cutting. So keeping it in fourth. Now you've got to be a bit gentle over these jumps. Remember, these rally stages can last a while. So we go a bit wide. And oh, hey, truck. Didn't mean anything before, okay? Don't try and push us off. So there we go, we've got a hairpin. Oh, and there's the car over. This truck's over. Truck's blocking the path. Get out of here. As you are in the lead by 2 seconds. Get out of the way, pickup truck. As that is not what you expect to see at a hairpin turn. A couple of trucks trying to mate on their side. There's, oh no! Traffic from nowhere. How would that put, oh, they're fine. They just flipped in the air 10 million times. It's fine. Got a slight whiplash, but that's about it. Probably set them back about half an hour on their day trip. There you go, flat out through 5th gear. Almost turned too much there. So we definitely lost some momentum though. As we're down to 3rd after that incident with the pedestrian. So I've got a couple tight corners, get it down to 3rd, missed the tree. Could have taken out in 4th and actually cut it a bit more. I'm a bit wary of the cutting after a couple of races in the last league as we get back up to 2nd, virtually in 1st, right on the tail of Greg Blakeman. He's got Rick Edison behind by around half a second. So I've got a good tight battle going on in this stage. Go under the tunnel. Nice pattern. The tunnel there. Didn't expect that. We've got a bit more wide open now. It's not quite desert, it's more country. There's all. Missed the tree. Just about. It's a lead by over a second, but maybe not after that. Got a bit too aggressive going in there. So we go down the inside of the buggy. Do not punt us. Said do not punt us. He's going wheel to wheel. Look at that, he's trying to nick the racing line, try and push us off. Having none of that. As there goes the tyres and brakes after over 3 minutes. They lasted a pretty good long while there. Surprised the engine's holding up as well. So go, reach the maximum speed 115 miles per hour. And you've got over a 3.5 second leaders. Here we go, massive jump. Oh my god. We end the race in mid-air as we win by over 5.5 seconds over Greg Blakeman. Then you got Rick Edison in 3rd, Josh in 4th, Chris Howard in 5th, Dennis in 6th. Thankfully not in our line of sight, else that could have been messy. Then Doug in 7th, CJ Hutchins in 8th, then Troy Ackerson, Ackstein even in 9th, and Victor Almeida in 10th. Of course, I still can't read after all these episodes. So let's head into the 2nd stage. And that previous stage was a bit shorter than I expected, only 3.5 minutes long. Let's see how long this one is. As it did get a bit more wide open, only had a couple of tight and twisty stuffs. Twisty sections. Let's see if we're a bit more on this stage. Was it probably not in the wide open desert. That's probably why as well. It's a bit shorter. I just got a bit of a loopy section to begin with. So here we go. Be careful with the throttle. Let's go down the hill. Go past the helicopters. I don't need repaired yet. Which is always a good sign after half a minute. I also only had the tyres and brakes get out of check on that last stage. That's pretty good. There wasn't all three. And so we just had a Greg Blakeman. We could have some right on our arse as well. As that's totally not a cut. That's what we're meant to be doing more of. Remember, we're off-road. We can take any line we want. As long as the game allows it, of course. That's wicked banking there. We get off it. Probably should have just taken that in fifth and used the banking a bit more. So, are we going over that bridge? Or are we going under it? It looks like we're going under it. So they got 4.5 second lead now. No, taking a bit more out of the car in the early stages. I want to be doing that. Especially if this is a longer stage as we go over the jumps. Going to slow down a bit more. Take a bit less out of the suspension. Even if it's slightly slower. Here we go, we've got a tight corner. 7.3 seconds in front of Greg Blakeman. He's still got less than half a second on his arse. As I totally should have been looking at the track instead of the timing. Got a nice house on the hill there. Once again, should be looking at the track. As we go through someone's farm. I'm sure they don't mind. Now they get a good view of the racing. It's a bit like in rallies. With WRC when go through villages. As probably shouldn't have taken that jump sideways, but we survive. There's the truck's destroying the signs for the competitors behind. I like it thinking. There's over 9 seconds there to Great Blakeman. This is our stage. This is where we put away. Even if we can barely reach 80 miles per hour. There we go. Seems like being slightly offline. Maybe just slow the acceleration of the car there. But this is a wide open section. Flat out. Approaching 100 miles per hour. Trees either side. This is more like the WRC. More like traditional rally. So just avoid that tree. Just avoid the bunny rabbit. Of course, that is more important than avoiding a tree. Avoiding the animals around here. So let's get down to fourth. Slow it down slightly. And get up to fifth. Pick it out over. Almost 12 seconds in the lead. And nothing's fallen apart after over 3 minutes. I'm taking this as we've got some road now. Watch you had a truck. Hey, pick up truck. Pick on someone your own size. Alright. And go on the wrong side of the road so you can get smashed. There you go. Which hasn't happened. As we still extend our lead over 13 seconds. And there's the finish. Nothing fell apart in that stage. We love our open wheel buggy as we win by 12.5 seconds ahead of Greg Blakeman. Then Rick Harrison in third, Josh in fourth. This is exactly the same as our stage, isn't it? As we have Roger at the back in 11th. I didn't even notice Roger in the last stage as well. Exact same order. So let's see if we can keep it up in the third stage. We've got an almost 20-second lead over Greg Blakeman. So we are on the third stage. I believe the final stage for victory. Let's do this. So Buggy's very well suited to... Who the hell put a sign in the middle of the road? Very funny. Let's go admire the scenery as well. I do like the wide open desert sands, but this is pretty good as well. So we're going slightly wide. Not too wide. No real big jumps either. That's perhaps helping as well with the vehicle conservation in these stages. Not many too crazy wild jumps or sections where it can go wrong. What are you doing, pickup truck? You're off the Christmas card list, okay? You're on the line to make the cut, but now you've been cut, alright? Unacceptable behaviour from the pickup truck. Pick on someone your own size, as in the last stage. I mean, that means we're down in fourth, half a second behind Chris Howard. We've got some work to do this stage. Let's just gun it over these jumps. There's that's a right rear that's a bit wobbly. on that truck. We grab some slipstream off the truck in front. More likely some dust in our face. There you go, approaching 115 miles per hour, which I believe is the max. That's when we hit the limiter. No, 117, as there we go, into the lead by a couple of seconds by just going flat out. No, 120, go on. Oh, 119, are you kidding? There we go, 122. Get it down to 4th. That's too crazy going over 100 miles per hour through that corner. So here we go, just hold on to the buggy. We're going sideways. No, just about hold on. There goes the truck. Just about holding on. That's like something out for like Forza Horizon 3, isn't it? That trailer. So we go brake, go sideways. 3.5 seconds ahead of Greg Blakeman. We just need to stick in this position. Also make sure this buggy, it's open me that doesn't suffer too much damage. We have taken a lot out of it so far on this stage. Probably the roughest so far out of all the stages. I believe it's the final stage as well. We normally have 3 stages on these rallies, but you never know. As there we go, that's better. Almost 6.5 seconds in the lead. This helicopter goes overhead. I don't need to be rescued, as there's actually Rick Ellison behind us. Greg Blakeman over 7 seconds behind. This rally's going all in our favour. Because once again I've forgotten how to speak in form sentences. I'm just so happy with our progress. Oh no, don't go into the house. No! Okay, I think we're going to be flipped back over naturally, as there goes the right rear. No! It's all falling apart in the final stage. Think about being so careful, and then I just smash it into a house, as we still lead by 1.6 seconds over Edison. We've got Blakeman right on our tail. We've got another car right on our tail as well. Get out of here. As that is the finish though. As there goes the shocks and clutch for the first time this whole rally. And that's how you end it. As we do win the stage by over 3.5 seconds ahead of Greg Blakeman, do we? I know it's Rick Ellison just a couple of seconds behind. Then Greg Blakeman over 3.5 seconds back in 3rd on that stage, but 2nd overall just ahead of Rick Ellison by over a second. As we are almost 22 seconds in the lead. And we've got Josh in 4th, Chris in 5th, Dennis in 7th, Doug in 7th, CJ Hutchins in 8th, Troy in 9th, Roger in 10th ahead of Victor Almeida at a poor final stage. And drops almost 18 seconds behind his rival. So we've won the rally. Fantastic rally. It was gold rich. Was that rally? As we have unlocked the Mendoza racing vehicle, Almeida racing vehicle, the Team Mastercraft truck, and a new sponsor. All they give us, no 4 credits less. I'll stick with our current sponsor. As we will be heading to the other rally. In this, we're halfway through, and now we've got the terrible Herbis high stakes rally in a Nevada environment. Now it'll be more desert environment and a high stakes rally track. So here we go. I'd say it's more desert environment. We've got a house to our side here. We've got a tight beginning as well. So let's see what we can do on these 3 stages. But I do have the palm trees already. Even if that is a car park with palm trees planted around it. It's pretty tight and interesting already. We've got loads of greenery. Expect more desert. I know we do have cactuses everywhere. So once again, maybe not so wide open at the beginning, and then it will. As the stage goes on, that was not good braking going into the corner. Let's get up to 4th, and it's like someone went right, almost taking us out, rejoining. We've got a 6.5 second lead over Chris Howard, then Matt Blakeman, 2 tenths behind 2nd place. Let's note 2 wheels. Ooh, just got the accelerator in time. That's the only downside to this buggy. It does like going on 2 wheels. I don't know why it's got motorbike envy syndrome. It just does. Let's get out of here. They've been telling the trucks to pick on someone on their own side, so they don't do that. As we're 13 seconds ahead. How are we 13 seconds ahead? That's ridiculous. And he's got a 4 tenths of a second lead now over Matt Blakeman. I was having a very good early section. As oh no, the truck's down, we're down. Go on, spin back round. There we go. Don't have to reset. And we are back on track. Calm down, game. As we go over the bridge. Into America again. Oh no, no, that's probably not the border, is it? There'll be a lot more walls. As we go flat out slightly. This is more like the desert track that I expected, more flat out, a bit wide. Look to the outside, look to the inside. I was just 19 seconds in the lead. Don't even need to push that hard. With Matt Blakeman now 65,000th of a second behind Chris Howard. There's all on two wheels, just about save it. And look how bumpy and rough this is. Don't punt us over the jump. You're paying for it if you do. Alright. So have a good lead. Now we go onto the road. Now we reach over 100 miles per hour constantly. As look at that family speeding on the way to the destination. Almost half a minute in front. Just under 27 seconds in the lead ahead of Matt Blakeman, who got Chris Howard 27.8 seconds back. There we go, approaching 122. What was our previous record? 122, wasn't it? Looks like we match it. There we go. 29.8 seconds in the lead. Going to slow down over these bumps. I see a tight turn as well. Once again, this buggy holding up well on this bumpy stage. No tyres out of whack from what I can tell. This is getting much bumpier. Got a buggy on our arse. We're modulating the throttle. We're not taking too much over these bumps. Just keep hitting it in fifth. Being jet. Stop hitting us. God damn it. Just to say, being gentle, we get whacked from the side. Let's there we go. 33.8 seconds in the lead. Definitely getting better at a rally stage in driving. As we got the helicopter down. We don't need it this stage. I know we have in the past. It seems like this stage is a bit longer as well. There's no end in sight looking at the map. And they don't still extend our lead to 36.4 seconds. Even through the twisty sections we're putting out the leads. No, we've been through the faster sections we put out a massive lead. But even though we're taking it gently over these terrain, 4 seconds in and nothing has popped. Just as I say that the tyres and brakes go. What timing? Again, keeping it in fifth gear, being gentle. Don't hit our panels. We actually want our sponsors to pay us this rally. Let's here we go, following the traffic. And look at that SUV trying to take down IMPV, should I say. Trying to take down our competitors. Everyone's slowing down. Got one that's smoking heavily in front. I think that's what the SUV took out. Let's try and stick on the right side of the road. As did he go into the parked cars there? It's 43.78 seconds down the lead. 45 seconds ahead of Chris Howard. This is definitely our stage. Let's just keep it in fifth. Keep it gentle out the corners. Be nice and smooth. And I do like these longer stages as well. I expected this with the previous rally. It was actually a bit of a sprint. This stage is like half the length already. The previous rally. Hopefully we have longer stages to follow as well, especially if we're leading by a country mile. Almost 45 seconds and someone got repaired. Get out of the way. Barely taking anything out of this open reader. As you go through the roller coaster. Remember this track well, as there goes the engine finally after almost 5.5 minutes. But still, if we keep the momentum up, we shouldn't be lose too much time. If you lose the bank in here, over 50 seconds in the lead. I love this stage. I might want to marry it. If we win by over a minute, I will. As there goes the shocks and clutch, we finally got a full house. As we go back onto the road. And we win! That's a finish. As we do win by over a minute, I will marry the stage in after this video. As we won by a minute and 4 seconds almost ahead of Matt Blakeman. With Chris Howard in for just a couple of seconds behind. Very tight between the pair. And very tight between everyone else in it. So Jason just 6 seconds off a podium. Then you got Victor Almeida doing much better on this stage, just 10 seconds further back. And then he's 15 seconds ahead of Tony McLaren. Then you got Mike Lopez around 18.5 seconds back. Then Rob Martinson in 8th, 22.5 seconds back. Then you got Rick Ellison in 9th, a further 26.5 seconds back. Then Jerome in 10th, over half a minute back. And then you got Scott over half a minute back in last. So let's see if we can continue this fantastic run on the second stage. So here we are, starting next to the roller coaster. I'm sure they're having fun on that roller coaster as well. It's not even fully built, is it? Who knows where they're going to end up? Probably end up on the motorway underneath us, or highway, I should say. That's all. People can almost taking us out. Or they're having a tete-a-tete with our competitors. And let's just do what we did previous stage, you know, just keep it gentle, nice and smooth. Even if everything did fall apart by the end of the stage, it was a long time before that happened. Just before the finish. As we've got some mountains as well. Some cliff faces. Got some bumpy terrain already. Trying to collect some cactuses maybe as well. Got to try and avoid that. So we're in 5th gear, very gentle, and already 10 seconds in the lead ahead of Chris Howard. Matt Blakeman in 3rd. Right on the tail of Howard. But I do love this varied scenery as well. You can really feel the bumps. As you can see, suspension working hard here. As where the heck did that competitor come from? It's like, oh, I've actually got to appear and start and stick to the surface, and it's like the track of this stage. That's a good bump. That's a much better run than the competitor in front. Dab the brakes. Almost 20 seconds in the lead already. This is going too well, this rally. Just I'll say that, someone's going to pump me off, aren't they? Just like that competitor, where have they gone? Just like we followed their line there. And so here comes the big trucks. Round our outside. Probably shouldn't be real banging with them. That might end badly for us as we're a bit smaller. We still extend our lead over Chris Howard. Less than a second in front of Matt Blakeman, and having a good battle for second. All on 2 wheels, just about hold on. Through the left-hander. We go more into the dusty desert environment now. Oh, 2 wheels again. How are we holding on 2 wheels? You've definitely mastered that skill. This open reader. Once again on 2 wheels. Does love that. Might have to put our open wheel through therapy. Try and get rid of this bike envy syndrome it's got, as we're 23.65 seconds ahead of Howard as we go onto the open road. All 4 wheels pointing the right way. And here comes another buggy. Here comes the truck. Gonna let you through. There, everyone. Oh, don't punt us into the road. God damn it. Heavy braking. Gone wide into the wall. Come on. Stop making it off to the wall. Leave that for after the race. Back on track. We're barely off the track. Calm down, game. So we've lost some time, but we've got a massive lead this rally. We don't need to push it. Just to retain the gap. Especially over this rocky terrain here. As they go to tyres and brakes. We've got to go right. 22 second lead, so we lost only a couple of seconds despite taking a little break, did our open reader. As you go downhill, barely touching the throttle. This is all momentum going down here. Now we can touch the throttle. See which the lowest point. Unless we've got over a 20-second lead, we don't need to take any risks, really. You've only got a repair chopper in front. Was that the rescue chopper? Don't think we need them. Get back on track. I'm barely off it. There we go. We maintain the gap in that part of the rally. That's just what we need to do. As again, after 4 minutes, just the tyres and brakes have gone. Definitely getting better at this rally driving. As I said, the Baja 1000, it's like an hour and a half long in the game. So this is what we're going to be driving like, you know, barely touching the throttle. being so calm. We'll be stopping to the side of the road, no doubt, for repairs a couple of times as well. So there we go, 26 seconds in the lead. Kicking up the dust in front. Is he smoking as well? Is that just all the dust? There's, oh no, too much speed. Losing the rear end. Here we go, a bit more flat out. A bit more wide open as well. We like this. There's no, that was a massive jump. Land on all fours. That's good. Our open wheeler is a cat. Confirmed, I think, after that jump. As we do win the stage once again, this time by only 27 seconds. Very disappointing run. As Chris Howard in second, around 6.5 seconds in front of Matt Blakeman. And he's now 4 seconds in front of Blakeman heading into the final stage. Victor Almeida up to 4th ahead of Jason. Right in the tail, Chris Howard third on that stage. Good run from Victor Almeida. Then we've got Mike Lopez, Tony McLaren, Rick down in 8th after doing so well in the other rally. Bit poor on this one. You've got Rob, Jerome and Scott at the back. So can we just end this rally with another good run? So here we are, immediately back into it. Burn up the engine. And underway for what should be the final stage of the episode. Final rally. Final stage of the rally as well. Final rally too. And then we've only got a hill climb and the open cast challenge, which seems to be where we have to catch up to someone or have a lead and try and maintain it. And try and close the gap. And they say it's painless as well. You always got to believe that. And the game is getting pushed wide here. And also, once we've completed this league, this class, we'll be halfway through their career. And even though it's kind of got a pattern now, I do kind of like career mode in this. It's just different as well. This type of driving over long stages of the rallies with the hill climbs as well. Got a variety of challenges. As we almost have a 10-second lead, and now we cartwheeled down the hill. But yeah, I do like that you got the circuit racing as well. Something I'm very familiar with. Rally stage driving I'm familiar with, but not on these kind of stages. Then you got the hill climbs, which I'm not too familiar with. You got that bit in Race Room. Tried that. That's about it. And a Assetto Corsa maybe. With the mod stages. Mod hill climb stages. As we've lost a second to Chris Howard, but 8.2 seconds in the lead. He's around half a second in front of Matt Blakeman. We've still got all four wheels on our wagon. So we're not suffering on this stage so far, despite a bit of a leery start to it. There you go, let's calm down a bit. We've still got maybe, what, 5 minutes of the stage. Let's try and preserve our open reader. And then, yeah, you got those challenges at the end, which can be a bit varied. But the biggest variation is in the vehicles. As you can see, just in that shot, you got these big trucks. Got these SUVs on 2 wheels. There we go. He can do it. Oh no! I thought he said there. He's got over a 15-second lead on Chris Howard, almost a second ahead of Matt Blakeman. I feel partially responsible for the SUV ending on its roof. But then, of course, you got the Jeeps, got 4x4s, got the small buggies, faster buggies, got open readers, trophy trucks, which are coming, which is the top class. And it should be spectacular to drive. Can't wait to drive those. We maintain the gap. We've kind of slowed down a bit after punting the SUV. Feeling a bit guilty. Oh, that's a spin in front. Taking too much speed. Let's see, you can't take too much speed on these stages. Got to be gentle. Got to pretend the throttle's just a sponge. Can't be pushing it too much, or else your foot just gets stuck in it. Pretend it's an egg. Much better. Especially the brake. Has got a 20-second lead and Chris Howard over a second lead ahead of Matt Blakeman. We haven't been T-boned either by the traffic. That's a big improvement as well as we've gone up the class there. Of course, it happened a few times early on in the early rallies, but it seems to be better now as we're going over the dam. No! Just as I say that, head-on collision with the family from Connecticut. Just going for a cruise through the desert. He's already got a sports car there. But still, we're maintaining a lead of 22nd. Over a second lead for Chris Howard ahead of Matt Blakeman. So we're maintaining a lead of vehicles still alive after 4 minutes on the stage. I thought it wouldn't be. Of that beginning of that collision as well. As I've said, just paying off, being a bit gentler. Barely touching the throttle. Maybe being a bit kinder opponents-wise this stage. And this rally overall is helping us out. And you can be a bit gentler. As there goes the tyres and brakes. Finally, after 4:20 of the stage. Once again, a bit of a longer stage, over 5 minutes. I do like that these stages are getting a bit longer, even though I am running out of things to say. So maybe video quality-wise is not good, but no, game-wise, driving-wise, I do like it. As there goes the shocks and clutch. The big jump. Avoided traffic as well. Almost half a minute leader, Chris Howard, who's got a second and a half lead over Matt Blakeman. So it seems like the battle for second is settling. As there goes the engine. After 5 minutes, everything is gone. We got the full house. But I'm really loving these open wheels. So far, my favourite class. So we go downhill. As there goes the left rear as well. How much further have we got? Hopefully it's not too far. Surely it's not. Maybe a minute at most. The stage. So here we go. What are you doing? Pickup truck. Just blocking the road as we've got a 33-second lead. Chris Howard and a 35-second lead over Matt Blakeman. But we're struggling now for the first time in this rally. As we're not struggling as much as that buggy on its roof, but look at this rear wheel. As are we going through Vegas? We're going to stop up for a gamble or two. This is the finish line. As we win by over half a minute. By, is that 33.5 seconds ahead of Chris Howard? No, I'm totally wrong. 35.5 seconds, isn't it? Or 36.5 seconds here, because it's around that figure, shall we say, of Chris Howard, and we won by over 2 minutes ahead of Howard, and he was just a couple of seconds ahead of Matt Blakeman. That final stage really did have the battle, and he was just a couple of seconds behind Blakeman, so Matt stronger as that stage went on, but wasn't enough in the end to grab second with Victor Almeida in fourth. Tony McLaren breaking into the top 5 ahead of Jason after that final stage. Now he was a minute faster than Jason. Great final stage. Antonio McLaren, who got Mike Lopez in 7th, Robin 8th, Rick Ellison dropped down to 9th in the end, poor final stage. Jerome in 10th and Scott at the back. So we have won both rallies. Another very successful episode in the Open Reader. As you have not the McLaren racing Open Reader, then the Meister Brothers racing. F and L racing fuel. I don't know why I said J. As you've got the Mackenzie's Invitational Circuit race you could take part in. But of course, next time we're hoping to complete a very successful open wheel class. As we have won 5 from 5 in all of the leagues. Haven't had to repeat any of them. This is the most successful class so far. So can we continue it in the hill climb? And then in the Peñas Open Class Challenge. Find out next time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you then.